Good morning, guys. Well, I've been working on this for a little while. It's been a year. Me and the wife are pretty much settled in here at our new place. And I say our new place. The new place is actually an old family home. My granddad, when I was a kid, I used to actually help my granddaddy in the farm out here. He was a sharecropper. And this used to be nothing but field years ago. My granddaddy retired, built this house in '81. It was all garden when he built it, because even though he retired from sharecropping, he still had his garden. Him and Grandma worked every day in the garden, worked hard. My grandparents finished their days out here. Then my dad and my uncle got it. Dad bought my uncle's half out, and he kind of smoothed it all out. I got some of the prettiest centipede out here you've ever seen in your life, but it's hard work. We spray, we fertilize, we get nutrients in the soil. We keep this centipede pristine. Now, Dad, he passed away on March 24th of this past year. So it's now mine, and still a ton of stuff to do. I haven't been able to do it. A ton of stuff I want to do that I haven't been able to do. It's just been so daggone busy. The only plus side to it is now I work only a couple of minutes from the house. That's my right down there. This is where I work at. And this is going to be my retirement spot. I'm going to finish my days out right here, just like Grandma and Granddaddy did, just like Daddy did. And it's going to be me. Still have my other property over there in the other county, in another county over. I'm going to hold on to it, maintain it. But one of the biggest things that I've missed is not being able to get back to hand loading, because, I had this, Dad had this barn brought out here, and it was just in a mess. I had a bunch of stuff that I had to work on, so I wasn't able to really attack getting my stuff put together. So, well, I've been busy. Now I've got my stuff put together. And timing actually is perfect on it, because I go back on night shift tomorrow night. So tonight I got to stay up late. I will be back to the hand loading tonight, now that I got my bench finished. And that's what this video is. I am going to give you a tour of my new bench. Never had it, even when many years ago with my stepfather, we just had a little slap together stuff. We'd set it out on the workbench in the workshop, do our thing, put it all back up. Well, I thought for once, if I'm going to do it, this is going to be my forever spot. So, hey, I'm going to build a decent bench. It's not a monster bench. It's bigger than my other bench that I gave you a tour of. So this is the new tour of my new bench. I wanted it to look halfway nice. I wanted it to be functional. I wanted everything to be where I could reach it. I am 5'11", but I got short arms. So after I got this bench built, I sat here for a couple hours going through the motions like I was hand loading, making sure, okay, I need to put this here, I need to put this here, I can reach it here, it's going to be perfect. And I came up with something that looks nice, is going to be very functional, and I'm fixing to show you what it is. I know I hadn't posted a whole lot of stuff, because really and truly the stuff that I've been working on, I hadn't had time to break out the camera and show you anything. So this is a tour, and that's fixing to change. I'm fixing to start putting some videos out now that I'm getting settled in here. But for now, I want to introduce you to my final version of my reloading bench. I think it looks pretty nice. I like it. Well, for starters, I got my granddaddy's old gun cabinet. It is very dated. He built this in the 60s out of maple. And it's special to me because it was granddaddy's, but it really is dated considering the way the interior of the house looks now, everything that's been done to it. So I put some shelves in it, and it makes perfect storage for my powders, my bullets, some of my casting. You see got my molds there, and just peripheral equipment for hand loading is in there. And it's got plenty of room for me anyway. It works great for me. And it's out here. I still get to use it, and it's granddaddy's, and it still has a use, and it's not going anywhere. Now, this little coffee table, it's going to get pulled out, cleaned up. I've got an idea for a track system that I'm going to put it underneath the actual reloading bench, where it will come out, be used for case prep, and some casting will be done on it. It will be raised a little bit, but we'll see. I got an idea that I'm going to start working on that next week or so, I guess. And now we're going to get to the nitty gritty. Oops, wrong way. Big fingers on a little camera. Here's my reloading bench. And I hope the glare is not too bad, because those are some pretty bright LED lights. Now, pegboard on the end. I got my little tiki head. Man down in the Bahamas carved that for me right in front of me. And that kid, he had talent. He had real talent. And I've held on to that for years. But here we go. Pegboard, everything's in perfect order. My book's here. My homemade powder trickler right there. Yes, that is a golf ball stuck through a 2x2, glued to a 2x4 piece with a piece of stainless steel tubing, and it's my trickler, and it works great. Ugly as sin, but it works great. I got my books, and of course my Patriot Point stuff, an old dummy pineapple and a dummy 25 millimeter, and those 50 BMGs, those are real. I don't have anything to shoot them out of, but I think they look cool. They make a good decoration. The back of the bench is yellow pine, stained, and got a satin finish poly on it. I like the satin finish because it doesn't glare so bad, especially on a bench where you're going to have lights. This was my dad's dog tag, one of them, and it'll stay there forever. That bench top is 2 layers of high density particle board that has been laminated together with marine epoxy, and it was compressed heavily before being screwed together and mounted to the bench top. So it is not going anywhere. It has 5 coats of satin poly on it. The finish is real nice on it. A lot of people say, oh, why'd you use particle board? Well, the one thing about particle board, especially a high density particle board, it is just that. It's very dense. Plywood over time will work loose. You keep this stuff dry, in which it's going to stay dry, because it has got enough poly on it. It's got about 5 pounds of poly on it. So it will not be coming apart. But the trick is when you mount your presses, and I made all these little brackets years ago that work good for me. Not pretty, but they work. But when I run the bolts through this stuff here, I made sure that the holes are drilled to the diameter of the bolt. That bolt fits snug. There's no play, no wobble. As long as there's no play and no wobble, you're not going to wallow it out, and you're not going to make it spall out. So, whoa, shit. I'm going to fall down in here. So, we got that. So you're looking at an inch, a little over 1.5 inches thickness, very solid. I recycled some wood and made the frame. Frame's nothing to write home about, but that bench ain't going nowhere. And everybody say, oh, is that one of the little cheap little Lee C presses? Yes, it is. The only thing I use this press for is for bullet sizing. That's it. Just pushing my bullets, my cast bullets through the sizing die. Don't use it for anything else. Then I got my case trimmer mounted perfect for my arm length and for my seating height. And then I got, whoop, wrong way. Well, dang it, come on. There we go. Then I got my Lee press, my O press. It's just a basic breech lock, nothing fancy, but it works well for me. I did upgrade my powder drop a year ago. That's the Lyman powder drop. That's a nice drop. That thing's pretty doggone slick. Then I got my old Lyman Spar T, which is as old as I am actually. It's over 50 years old. And it works excellent for my pistols. I use it together with that Lee Auto Drop. It works surprisingly well if you get instead of using the little hole drill dies, if you get this the adjustable die for it, that thing drops pretty doggone consistent, surprisingly, because it is Lee. But it works for me. It serves my purpose. Then I got my monkey right there, that smart ass that I know from Buffalo, New York, gave me that one time. That dude's a bit of a jerk. For some reason, I like that monkey. I don't know. I like him. I keep him hanging around. This is the last shooting competition that my stepfather was in. I'm in that picture. Pop's in the wheelchair in the front right. Him and another boy. They tied for worst shooters that day, which is terrible. It's funny. They had both of them have good sense of humor, but at one time, my stepfather was a true AA shooter. And I mean, when I say true, you could guarantee him for 250, 300 rounds, perfect breaks every time. But that's my setup. Nothing fancy. I made it look nicer than what I used to have. And all that back wall piece, that backsplash, if you want to call it that, I will use that to mount stuff as I see a need to. Location for shelves or little things like that won't be a problem. I'll be able to stick them right up there. And that's it. And get back here without tripping over something. But that is my new forever reloading bench. On the trim, I like that old Art Deco, I think what you call it, from the 50s, counter edging, but I couldn't find any. Well, I could find some. I found a specialty company that makes it for countertops, but that crap was, I think it was $48. Yeah, it was $48 per 8 foot. I said, nope. I went to Home Depot and looked around and found some transition strips for carpet. It just happened to be the right width. And it looked good. I think it looks good anyway. But that's all that is. That's carpet transition strips. And it was a lot cheaper. It was, I want to say $16 for 12 foot. So that's my bench. That's where the magic's going to happen. I'm going to make some magic happen tonight. If I can stay up late enough. If not, tomorrow night will be a long night for me. Well, y'all be good. Be patient. Thank you. If you're subscribed, that's great. If you're not subscribed, please do. I don't do this for a living. I don't put videos out every day, every week. And as the people that are subscribed know, it's been a while since I put a video out. But I hadn't forgot about it. And I'll continue to put stuff up here that'll maybe interest you, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Y'all have a good one in the meantime. Now I'm going to go inside and cook me some breakfast.